Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I am so excited to hang out with my teammates tonight. Go ahead and grab what you need to get comfortable and cozy, and we'll see you back here in about 30 seconds. All right. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
We're so excited. This is going to be like the funnest night ever. Before we start with our fun, we wanted to give everyone two quick announcements. One is that we're already rocking and rolling, not only for summer, of course, but for fall preparations. And our colleague Adelicia has already outlined her BPAC series dates. So y'all who are planning your BPAC events, if you wanted to continue doing watch parties for your BPACs, the dates are all there listed for you. So go ahead and grab all that information on the IRC webpage. The thing is scrolling on the bottom there. And then the other announcement is about a summer event. This is the co.org Summer Institute that is happening, in just a few weeks. June. I don't know why I said January. June 17th through 24th. And it's a stipended opportunity. So not only do you get some great professional learning from the co.org team, but you also get a stipend. So all of that information is on the bottom. We encourage you to check that out and share it with a teammate because applications for that are still open for select grade levels. So very, very exciting. But tonight we get to hang out with Rachel and Michelle, and we're talking about EmpowerCon. How are you guys?
Good. How are you, Carly?
I'm good. Rachel, how are you?
Good. I feel like we're already in the summer runaround, right? We're nearing the end of school. Things are ramping up. And the weather's at least nice today. So
I know. Today is beautiful. And I feel like the rest of the nice long weekend we have, right? I think it's supposed to be
that cannot come at a better time. I super need Memorial Day weekend. I've been feeling just how probably all educators feel, just you just run, and then boom, hit the finish line. I'm still running really fast. And I'm waiting for that moment I can slow down after you cross the line. So I don't know, the end of May, it's crazy, right? Because you're still doing what you need to do to wrap up this school year, but then already starting all the plans and preparations and thinking for either summer or the fall. And so it's just too much all at once.
Yes.
That's why I actually like the timing of EmpowerCon. It's so perfectly timed.
Yes. Yep. We have a good amount of summer before EmpowerCon.
July is
a good amount of summer after. Oh.
July's perfect. Guys, I was rushing so much to get down to my computer, and I wanted to get something to drink and feel summery, EmpowerCon summery. And I dropped my whole drink down the stairs. Right after this, I have to go mop up every stair from sweet tea. And I feel that is May. You're going so fast that there's things flying, things are falling. You're feeling everything's kind of a mess. But then EmpowerCon is more you just sit back, slowly sipping the sweet tea. Nothing's flying. Everything is easy. That's how I try to make my sessions feel at the mini conference. I try to make it feel hey, we don't need to rush, but here's some things you can prep if you're excited and inspired to do it. Some ready to go tools to make it feel that sweet tea moment can just continue,
I love that analogy. And you're so right. It's like, well, we got to keep going. We'll clean it up later.
Like, what have I just done? Like, there's a huge mess over there. And that's how the school year feels like. I'm running. There's like messes to clean up everywhere. There's just like messes. And then summer hits and there's still a lot to do, but you can breathe. You can slowly walk down your stairs, whatever you want to do.
You can leave that teacher bag full of all that summer stuff that you were going to do. Just sit in that room and walk by it every couple of weeks and say, I should probably get into that.
Yeah. I like to think about summer as a great time for teachers to like prep some materials that you will use all year long. So in the sessions, I know all of us do, we try to give tools and resources that are ready to print, ready to use, but things that are not like just one and done, things that you could use all year long with your students.
Yes. And again, like you said, summer's the perfect time to do it because we've got a little extra time. We're not feeling the panic and the rush quite yet. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like during the summer, like I always laugh and say like, February Carly is my worst Carly. Like I get the seasonal affective thing and it's called SAD, right? Like SAD. Yeah. I'm like, ridiculous. That's so mean. Like I know I'm sad.
You have to give me a disorder to tell me that.
Exactly. Like I know I'm sad. But summer me is my favorite me because I feel like, right? Like you can breathe a little bit. And I feel like for me, that's a really good time for professional learning because I'm not feeling so pressured and like burdened by, like, we still have to-do lists, of course, but like my brain is a little bit more open and I feel more creative because I think I just allow enough space to occur in my brain.
Well, that's I think too, this like mid-July when EmpowerCon hits is like this sweet spot of, beginning of June, sometimes school districts are planning their own events and we're mentally exhausted as educators at the beginning of June. And we kind of sometimes just sit there and get it done. And then, our districts sometimes plan things for us beginning of August, right before we head back to school. Yeah. And then we're in I got to get all this done. But like this mid-July gives us this nice, like casual place to get together, to come as educators with this focus around our multilingual learners and really, I don't know, like, and just reflecting back on last year's EmpowerCon experience, like I smile, like my heart like expands, right? It just felt like it was such a warming and like cool time that didn't feel like there was pressure. Nobody was like having subs to like deal with and phone calls at school. It was just, we were here, present, and could connect.
Yes.
That's a really good point.
Yes.
No sub plans needed.
You don't have to worry about like that email from the sub about X, Y, and Z kiddo that was having a hard day, or admin worrying about different phone calls and fires that they have to put out. It was just, you come and like, we learn together and connect and network, and it was easy. But
yes. It did. It felt very easy and like just positive and like free. Like even like when folks were walking in, like everyone was smiling, and like during each of the sessions, you just would hear laughter from the other rooms. And then like during, those transition times in between sessions, like you'd hear the laughter and like just the fun in the hallways. Like that, I think, was the coolest part because it wasn't overwhelming, like the amount of people, which like we tried to keep it nice and intimate. And I think like it really worked out well because we were able to, like you said, like network and share stories and share laughter and just have a good time. Like it was just such good vibes.
It was. I don't know. We haven't like completely finalized the individual sessions per date, but we all as specialists have all of the descriptions and proposals of what we could do, all the sessions we could do in one doc. And man, It looks good. It's looking good. It's looking exciting. Like if I didn't have to actually like present something, right? I would be thrilled to join any of those sessions that I see proposed, right? Like I'm gonna be like, hey, let's connect on what you did so that we can share. I'm excited to learn the things too, based on the proposals that I'm seeing there from our team.
Yes. And a lot of it is like new stuff. Like
Right.
that's why we're gonna be just so pumped. Like I remember last year too, when people am I hearing an echo? I don't know if it's my
a little bit. I heard it just now a little bit.
okay. Let me
I
try.
can do it while you talk, just in case.
Okay, is it better now?
Yeah, I don't hear it. I don't hear it
Okay.
now.
I don't know why it did that. But I remember like seeing the final, like once we get the full schedule last year compiled for each event, and people would come up to me, they're like, how do I choose? I'm like, you literally can't go wrong. Like I was like, I would go to this one. And then I was like, no, wait, I would go to this one and also this one. I don't know, like you really like it's hard to choose. But there's like no wrong way to go.
Yeah, based on the descriptions that I saw, I don't think there's gonna be like one session that you're like, well, I guess I'll have to go to that one because everything else is like what I really see. Like it's not gonna be that at all. I don't think. The topics are exciting. Some of the things that I proposed, which I'm not exactly sure at which one will I be doing which one, or will I be doing them all at them? We don't know yet, right? But some of the sessions that I proposed include a lot of talk tools and resources to make things noisy at the start of the school year and make students like comfortable sharing. So lots of different talk tools. I also have things that include like music and how to use music to inspire your classroom at the start of the year and use music to grow language. And then some in one other proposal that I have, I'm just going to be doing like a brand new 2024 diverse text like showcase, and each of the texts, like I do this every year on Zoom, but I'm excited to let teachers dig into the books. But so this was like one from a couple years ago, but like every book will have like ready to use tools with scaffolds and sentence frames and foldables and word banks and all kinds of like goodies that are ready to use so teachers can feel really excited about what they're going to read to students at the start of the year. And I have some new favorites that I'm going to be sharing too at EmpowerCon at some point in any of the sessions. I don't know exactly when yet, but I've got like a load of tools that I'm just kind of storing away, getting ready to share and just try to excite everybody and make everyone feel like it's an easy moment where we can feel good going into the new school year.
I absolutely love that. And I think that's like one of the biggest pieces of feedback I think that we got from folks regarding the content of the sessions was like, I could take this and use it like right away. And so when you're saying like the books that we read on the first 2 weeks of school, like that's always such a hot topic. And like some of us have our like tried and true, like absolute favorite go-tos. But like it's also such a good time because new books come out every single year. And like I always say, like I know we've all said it before, it would be the best PD if we could just all come into a room and sit on the floor and read new picture books and like just see what the new stuff is out there. And to have a session that's dedicated to that, like, oh, like what do the kids say? Chef's kiss, right?
Well, I think. Oh, sorry, Michelle, you were on mute, but you were clearly going into something. So go.
Sorry. One, I'm going to share this one too. It's a story of the oldest person to ever run a marathon. And it's a perfect thing to share with the kids this start. It's like, you're never late for doing anything. Like learning, you're not behind. You're not behind for your race, right? So I don't know. I'm just gonna share lots of books that I think can give our students positive messages too.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I think too, and you both mentioned about like some of the ready-made like tools or like things that you can really that last summer we gave out at last summer's EmpowerCon and similar types of things um, that we'll probably do again this summer. But I also think there was this nice balance of like the sessions that and you two are the perfect examples of like give me the tools. But there was also some of our colleagues that like get us doing some of that like just deeper reflection and like pausing moments that we often don't have the time in the school year to do like that. Just let's breathe, let's see where we're at, let's just think, doing some of that like metacognitive work too. Right, so there's like this nice balance of that, like, hey, if you want to go and you want to like get your hands on it and get it, like you've got that option. If you want to like take some of that pause and like reflection time, that is an option too, right? It was nice that we have a diverse team that can provide those opportunities.
Absolutely. And I think that was another like positive piece of feedback, I think, when we were kind of going through all of the data, was people said like, if I'm not extroverted or if I'm not introvert, like no matter how we were feeling that day, there was still so many entry points for learning, but also with connecting with each other. So if I wanted to go a little more like the deep personal reflection to enhance my instructional practice or my pedagogy, like there was definitely a space for that. And then again, like the tools and stuff like that I can use for instruction or the re-energizing, like whatever we needed as educators, there was definitely a space for that. I love that. And I really appreciated that last year too.
Yeah, that balance. Really good point. I think as I look at like the proposed topics too, we definitely are going to strike that this year as well.
Yes. I feel very confident in that.
Exciting.
Yes.
Yeah, a little something for everybody. And Carly, I think I know the answer to this, but I know you've been a little bit deeper into the back end of the planning of EmpowerCon. But last year we had a lot of fun success with our raffle. Are we having something like that again this year?
We are, you guys, and I'm so excited because I feel like these raffles are like even more cool this time around.
Are those the boxes that are on your desk?
There's boxes. Have you seen those?
I walked in and I was like, what are all those books? You know, I'm like, who's got new books?
Oh, yes. Big boxes full of stuff. I've got stuff in my home that's all ready to go. So there's just a million things. And so friends, if you're watching and you missed EmpowerCon last year, this is like the easiest raffle ever. So, and we're going to set it up the same way. So you can look at all of the different like prizes that we have available, and everyone who comes in gets a raffle ticket, and you choose which raffle you want to put your name in. So if you're like that prize looks cool, but like I don't really need any of those things or don't want anything, but I really want this, you put it in that one, and then you have smaller odds, right? Like, or better odds, I guess.
I love that.
Oh man. And yeah, it was wonderful because we had a lot, like, and each event is going to have their own set of raffle prizes. So like free stuff, guys, like, and good stuff.
If that doesn't convince you to sign up, I don't know what will.
Exactly.
That's really three of us. And
then it's also got like a pep rally vibe. You know what I mean? I feel the whole event has somewhat of like a pep rally vibe where, you know, when they walk in, there's like positive messages. Did you like chalk the walk? The events last year, Carly, and I loved that. And then everyone gets to share on a big wall like all of any different language that they speak or have been working on. And so we just have like this wall of languages that are reflected in the group as well. It's so positive.
I think plus too another, and I don't know that we've really honed in on this, but you know, as an IRC sponsored event, this is the time where it is only us IRC specialists who are going to be there, right? So it is all our team and we're even the ones leading the opening and the closing. And so it's really this chance for, I feel like, all of us kind of to come together in this like educators mindset that like we're all here for the same big goal, and that vibe really pulls off. And it's like I said, it's us. It's all the, if you've seen our webinars or our other in-person stuff, like come and like connect. Let's like, I just felt like even walking in there, it's giving hugs to educators who are, we haven't seen in person for a couple years. It was, hey, I've been to your webinars. Like it was so much of that fun interconnectedness too that came with that. But yeah, we're real life people.
Yeah. Was Olivia leading us in a like yoga meditation moment too? Like I feel like all of our personalities are really able to come through, and so it's a great way to get to know us as an organization too.
Yes, absolutely.
And free, yes, free,
yes. Completely free. Completely.
And you get the PDH hours, CPD, or whatever we call them these days.
Yes. Free credit hours. And I know a lot of us, like we're working on entering all of that into the system, right? So yeah, 5 free hours, I think it is. So that's fantastic.
But no need to sign up for like all 3 events. Hey, you're welcome to. We're not going to stop you, but it is pretty much the same event. Just we're on, it's like we're on tour. We need a bus.
Yes, we need a bus. Oh my gosh.
And a theme song.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I tried to make the IRC a theme song, but the team was not into it at the time. But these were completely different. Like our whole team now, we could bring it back.
I think we need to get that going, and I think we should share it at EmpowerCon.
Like, what were those called when like whole school buildings like kind of lip sync and there's different kids? It's called something, yeah. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Play a song, and then all of the different groups from the building are all like in this music video together. What's it's called? Something, yeah.
It's called something. I don't know the name of it, but I know what you're thinking.
It's escaping me. It'll come to me, of course, when we're off the screen. Probably anyone watching is like shouting it now, right? But anyway, I wanted to do that to like, have a little promo for us, but it never took. But I think with EmpowerCon, it's like that chance to get silly and creative with other educators that are also passionate and that also enjoy what they do. So being silly, being creative, but also taking time to think about serious systemic change if that's what feels good. It's all part of the day.
Another thing I really think I like about last summer's EmpowerCon, which I'm assuming we're all going to have a similar vibe this year, was you didn't need to bring your computer.
Right?
Like, yes. We had ours for like presentation purpose, but we either try to do some hands-on stuff or just some like just kind of, like I said, some of that reflective work that some of our other colleagues maybe got into. But like we brought this stuff and you just needed to bring yourself, right? Like you just, if you even had a notepad or anything that you were taking notes on, and if you want your computer, great. But I personally love a professional learning opportunity when I don't have to have my computer with me because there's too many temptations on it. I get distracted too much. I'm not the greatest note taker, but I'm good with like a pen and paper. So like if that's something that's going to sell you on coming too, like you don't have to have your device with you.
Yeah, you definitely don't have to do one of those like hold it in your lap device solutions. That's the worst. Is that it's only me? Like I don't want to be in the conference chair. I got my laptop in my, sitting on my legs. I'm like right next to someone else.
Yeah,
it doesn't. We don't have the space feeling like that either.
Yeah. And then my computer always dies, and then I have to find a thing to plug it in. Like we don't have to.
Then you're like, I gotta go sit by the wall that has the outlet. Like You don't have to mess with
I
that.
don't think anyone needed to sit on the floor ever at IRC.
Yeah.
It's not that traditional conference vibe. Like when we call it a mini conference, it's really because it's the one day and it's a smaller group of us doing the presentations. But the rest of it, like, does not give you conference style, like, right? Because sometimes it's nice to go to those conferences when you're like, let's get away from our normal like routine. Whereas this gives us this chance to, like I said, like connect. And the whole reason we named it EmpowerCon was to leave feeling empowered.
Yes. I love conferences and I love professional learning. I know we all do, but like there's some times where you go to a conference and you're like, that felt really stuffy. Or sometimes you leave feeling like, well, I can't do that well at all. Or like, I feel like that conference or that session gave me like this to-do list that I'm so far behind everyone else, or my district is so far behind everyone else's district, and you just leave feeling like defeated or like deflated. And then you're like, then you have to go back to school and write a report about like, so you prove what,
or you just go back to school and you're in the zone with your students and like, and you almost kind of forget the time that you spent at the conference because you just get back into the swing of things. But this gives us that chance to, you'll still have a few weeks before school's going to start again. Like give you that chance to like, while you're out like on a walk with your kids or your dog and like, you're probably like, hey, I saw this session in EmpowerCon. I want to try that out. Right. Like you're reading a book. You're still in your summer mode, but giving you some things to think about maybe.
Did you guys ever go to a conference and like you read the description in the booklet or the app, whatever, and it felt like it was going to be amazing and inspiring, and you were like, I'm booking it to that one so I don't have to sit on the floor, and then really it was like a big rundown of everything that person had done, followed by like a few things you could learn later. And I would leave going, well, now I'm just like jealous. Like those guys do a lot of awesome things. Maybe it's just me, but I was like, I'm really jealous. That sounds amazing. But like, I have so much more work to do to think about how I would start to do that. And I don't think any of our sessions are definitely not that. It's just not centered in that way at all. It's really about moving from what is happening right now in schools and then thinking about either tools, resources, new lines of thinking, or using language. A lot of my sessions are about sensory connections, like music, talk, standing up on our feet, crafts, like all of the things that our students can excel in that are not always language dependent or reliant. And it's not going to be me saying like, hey, I tried these like 25 things and it worked well. But like maybe you don't have the infrastructure, you don't have the, you know what I mean? You go to that.
Yeah, but I also think that's what, I'm going to toot our own horn here, right? Like, I think that's what makes us as an IRC specialist team, like, what a little bit on the unique side of this work is that like, we're all still educators at heart. We're all still rooted in what's really going on in schools, what practices, are like. And, our goal is just to help make our experiences better for students, right? Help make teachers feel empowered and like you can do these things, right? We're not going to sit, like Michelle said, and give you that session of, here's all these great things that I used to do. Come check it out, right? We might tell you a little story, but I end up, I love a good tangent story, right? Like, hey, there's a squirrel, right? So like, you never know what you're going to get in one of my sessions. But I end up telling more of the stories of, man, I messed up. I wish I would have done this differently.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. And I think like, that's like the beauty of I think our team is like, we're just very honest. Like we're very real. We're not going to stand up and be like, well, this is the right way to do it. And like that's not who we are as an organization. Like, we'll definitely share best practices, but we're all honest. We're human beings, and we'll tell you when and where and how we fell flat on our face because that's a part of it. That's a big, real part of teaching.
For sure.
Yeah.
I've told countless individuals about my deep hate of standing in a copy room. Like, I have told countless people about my, horrors of the jams of copy. Like, if I never see a copier again. So I tend to share tools that are not reliant. Like, maybe you have to print something out one time, maybe you have to make something one time, but then you can use it for a long time and completely avoid the copy meltdown parts situation.
Yes.
So yeah,
you're talking about sharing those books, and I know our colleague Maggie Essig is going to be. She's been doing some different book work as well, and different types of books, right? But I always like to share too in different like book-based sessions of like, hey, this is a great one to like grab when you've still got 5 minutes before PE starts and that math lesson finished, and you're like, oh, what do we do now? Like, we all have those moments, right? Or something totally flops. You got that basket of books there. Here's one. Let's grab this one.
That's so true. That's so real.
We're real people. And that's, if you're watching and you come to EmpowerCon, which yes, we spend a lot of our work doing advocacy for our multilingual learners, but this is to everyone. Everyone can access EmpowerCon, whether you work directly with multilingual learners or you're in a general education classroom. This is for you. And don't feel like you can't come and approach us and talk through things too. Like, we love that those after moment sessions, those in the hallways, like connections. Here's my email. Let's talk again. Like I said, because we are all real people who want to see the success in our schools.
Yes. And I think, we genuinely love talking with teachers and like just being like, not saying we have all the answers, but like, let's be brainstorm buddies for a little bit and like, let's process this thing together, or like, let's share thoughts on this or that. Like, I saw countless times of both of you and the other teammates, like, here's my email. Like, let's set up a time to Zoom, or like, hey, let's chat about this. Let's get something on the calendar and like, let's talk.
Yeah. And I find myself, as I listen and talk with educators, also having the same reaction. They're probably having like, oof, that sounds hard and awful. I don't have a perfect answer for you, but maybe here's some first steps you can try, and then let's talk some more. Like, I think that it's important that educators feel heard, and it's definitely in our work, that thing where we're not like, we're the expert up on this thing, let's tell you all the things will work perfect in our game. And I'm the first that will tell you, like, don't try this one, even though it's here on the slide, because like, it didn't work for these reasons, but if you can make it work, go for it. Like, some experts said this is great, I tried it and I failed miserably, those types of things. And I don't know. And I think at EmpowerCon too, one of the things is that many educators were telling us how sometimes they felt alone in their districts. Like, they were the only one doing their job, or they were the only one with their bilingual endorsement, or the only one teaching second grade dual language or whatever it was. And I think in coming to a mini conference like this with many local educators, right, is that you can realize that you're not alone.
Yes.
Yeah, and have people to lean on and us to lean on. We're very approachable. I really think so.
Yes. And I think it was cool too, because there were times where I saw other people like, is it weird? Can I get your number? Like, people asking each other for their can we talk about this? Or like, they're sharing stories with each other about like something that they do in their school. And they're like, I would love to connect with you about that. I would love to learn more about that. And again, like that power of networking. And I thought it was really cool too, like months after EmpowerCon, like someone would email and say, hey girl, we met last summer and I'd love to chat about this. Or, do you have a resource, or can you connect me with somebody who's doing this or that? Like, so the connection doesn't just end on that day, right? Like
Right.
it really, it goes on. And I think all of us have like folks in our phones now that we met, that like, again, it's sharing a passion project, it's asking a question, it's connecting some resources, or anything. It could be anything and everything.
Well, I think that's the beauty of how we kind of structured EmpowerCon around. We want to encourage as many educators that can to sign up. However, we are keeping the numbers on the smaller stuff. Like, this isn't a conference where there's going to be hundreds of people. We want it to feel a little more intimate, where you're going to spend the day with a similar group to where you can make some of those stronger connections. You're not walking into the big giant conference center to where you're like, I don't know, where do I sit? Like, I don't know any of these people. How am I going to make friends? Because I'm never going to see this person ever again, because it's so huge. You will see these people again, right? You can sit by somebody at the opening and reconnect with them at the closing and talk through what sessions you went to. And, I think, like I said, Carly, like the exchange of emails and that across different attendees is possible at EmpowerCon, that sometimes at those really large conferences is hard to navigate.
Yes. So Rachel, I'm glad that you said that, because it is already, oh my gosh, already 7:37 on my clock. So I want to give everyone just a quick little push here. The registration link is on the bottom of our screen. If you go there, you can click on whichever location. This year we're doing 3. Last year we were only 2 locations. This year we're doing 3. So we'll be in Wheeling, Illinois. We'll be in Palos Hills, Illinois, and then we'll be in Normal, Illinois. So it's all of the events are in July during the week. They are all free. They're all full day professional learning conferences, but space is limited, because we do really believe in keeping this event intimate for all of the reasons we've been sharing, because we want you to feel connected and empowered and inspired and energized when you leave. So with that being said, 2 of our events are almost at capacity. And I know that's wild to say because it's only May 22nd, but we are very just a few participants away from closing 2 of the events. So we really, really encourage you to sign up so that you can get your spot and that nobody has to get waitlisted. We don't want to do that. We want you all to be there. But yes, it's going to be fun. It's free. You can dress down, like you can wear your athleisure and your gym shoes or your flip-flops, and like throw your hair in a messy, but whatever you want, anything goes, because it's summer us, right? Like summertime educators, like just living our best lives, hanging out and having fun. Michelle and Rachel, thank you both so much for hanging with me tonight. And this was just so much fun. I'm already so excited.
Me too. Thanks for having us on the StreamYard.
Yes.
Heck, we could just, the 3 of us could be a random session at EmpowerCon, and we don't even need topics. We could just talk about stuff.
We just talk about stuff. I think we should talk about that.
I love talking about stuff.
Talking about it.
I'll bring the cocktails.
I love it. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us tonight. We hope you have a great night, and we hope to see you this summer at EmpowerCon. Bye.